Facebook, what it do. Welcome. My bad, I got a little technical difficulties going on. I apologize, I wasn't able to go live on my YouTube. I just figured out, hey, me being new to this, man, that, I'm going to stay true to this. So I didn't know I had to have so many subscribers first, you know what I mean, before they let me do me the way I need to do me. But I ain't mad at that. I ain't tripping. You know what I mean? But what we gonna do, let me see if I can turn that off. There we go. You can post that right there for me, big one. I'm finna sit right here. Finna pull this a little bit closer. I'm adjust this screen. See if I can do it like that for y'all, so everybody can enjoy this fire with me while I, get it all together. There we go. How about that? That's a little better. How about that? Okay, I can deal with that. Let me grab my notes right here on my pad. Because I want to really, you know what I mean? First of all, welcome. This is really something that my heart is set on and my mind is set on bringing to the public, because the truth is what it is. And I can't back down from the truth. I can't change my mind from the truth. I wanted to do this on my YouTube channel, but I don't have enough subscribers yet because it's a new channel. You know what I mean? And I've just been inspired to do this way earlier today. And I'm not finna back down from that. I've been uploading everything since a few days ago, about 5 days ago, on the YouTube channel, new again. I started it 8 months ago, but I didn't really pay attention to it because I still had a lot of learning and growing to do in order to guide me in the direction that I'm in now. But what I'm here to talk about tonight is, you know what I mean? Like I said earlier on the little clip on the little Facebook channel, is that truth. And I need the people to understand the truth as I understand the truth and see the truth. You know what I mean? And the truth, to me, as the way I see it, is a lot clearer and simpler than we want it to be. And I want to start with the alphabet gang, what they call the alphabet gang, I guess. The LGBT and the LGBTQ.
Fuck 'em.
Watch your mouth, bro. The LGBTQ and sometimes you. You know what I mean? How do I bring them on camera, sis? I don't know how to do it. How do I bring them on camera? Tell me how, sis. My fault. How I do it, bro? Audience request, your viewers, da-da-da. Can you see me? Can you see me, sis? Chad Jacob is watching. Bring them on camera. Tap. Add. Okay. Tap. Bring on camera. Okay, good. Well, what I wanted, what I wanted to do, what I wanted to do is just make sure everyone could see me. Not really necessarily see me, because I want it like this, because I want you to focus on my words and not necessarily on me. To hell with what I look like and what I got going on with my physical structure. We ain't worried about that. We focused on the fire that's burning in that fireplace, because that's the same soul fire burning in us. And I'm trying to get us to understand exactly where our level of thinking at this point in life need to be. Thank you, sis. Thank you, Chad. Welcome, y'all. I love you, bro. It's a long time, and I appreciate your presence, brother. I appreciate your presence. You know you my folks. Listen. My realizations has come to this point that I want to go on this level, because this is going to lead me into a whole lot. You know what I mean? Like I was starting out to say, that what they call the alphabet gang, the LGBTQ, and sometimes you. And you know who you are if you fall up under you. But it's a misconception, and with the misconception, there's been confusion spread throughout the world that doesn't have to be. People have to do is just understand God and understand science. Understand you. First he say, know thyself and you shall know God. You know me. Look, man, and I gotta take my time, because I don't want to falter off, because I'm known to just allow my thoughts to wander, but still be in all places at one time, because that's my God mind, right? So I'm gonna try to stay focused on just this one subject as possible as I can. They say when a child is born, or they start showing these attributes of something other than the gender that they were born into, that they are, quote unquote, falling up under the alphabet of whatever letter you want to give them, right? They're choosing to identify as this, that, or the other. Well, I say that us as either the parent or the guardians or angels or gods around them have failed them in instruction and information, based on the failure of information and instruction we have, and misguidance we have, wrong information we have on who they truly are and what has been given to us in a physical form. See, first you got to understand that this child chose to be here, to the parents that delivered them to this suit that fits them perfectly, enough for them to adjust into with their soul and spirit. Their soul and spirit had to ascend into this egg and this seed in order for this transformation, formation to start taking place, first of all. You dig what I'm saying? So next, you have to ask yourself, wait a minute, the soul and spirit ascended into the seed? Of course it did. So where did the soul and spirit ascend from? It ascended from the heavenly and the spiritual realm. Huh? Before the spirit picked up this, before the soul was entered into the spirit, the soul had to ascend from somewhere. This is a process. This is a process. This is a process. When you look at nature, and that's why I said earlier in my little clip, we got to pay attention not just to us in this physical world. The Bible says, be of this world, not be in this world, not of this world. What does that mean? That means we're a spiritual being in a physical body, experiencing this life in a physical presence, but we are still that soul's fire, that God's all fire, you know, that spiritual being and that soul being from the all, give it the chance in this physical being to experience the all in the physical. So when we understand what we're here for, people say, I don't understand my destiny. Well, a fool is still trying to find and figure out their destiny. I've understood now for just about a year or so that I am now no longer in the fool stage. I have graduated to my mind stage of a foodle. Well, Godfather, what's a foodle? I told you before in my other little videos and clips that a foodle is something that I was working to perfect. And when I get a full understanding of just what that foodle is, I'll be able to expound it more clearly to the public as such. And I have done so. A foodle in my definition, because I got the power to create. So I'm creating this new word based on my experience in life. I've been a fool. I've been fooled. I've been foolish. I've hung with the foolish. I've been fooled by the fooler. But I'm no longer that. I've graduated and elevated to a new state and become a foodle. What is a foodle, Godfather? A foodle is someone who's figured out own destination of life. A fool is one who's figuring out own life. Huh? A foodle is one who's not only figured out his life, but his destination in life. Huh? It's just a little bit of insight on me and where my mind frame is and where my heart lies right now. Because I got to speak it like I know it, because I've experienced it to share it in this fashion. And one thing about me, I'm not going to cut no corners, blow no smoke, or pull no motherfucking punches. Not even on me. Then I wouldn't be me. I'd be lying to me. I can't lie to you, because sooner or later you're going to see the truth in the matter. And the only one got to deal with the lie is me. Huh? So what am I going to start off with a lie for? That ain't me. I got to stand on me and my truth. And my truth is everything negative I used to look at in a negative aspect, I had to step back and ask myself, fool, God don't make no mistakes, so where you get the negative equation from? That's why I wanted to lead off with this LGBTQ thing. And sometimes you or why or however they say the little rhyme, it don't concern me because I'm not stuck in this realm. I wouldn't been able to live life on earth in the fashion I've been able to live it if I wasn't equipped with the ability to live it. So I had to be equipped in the heavens with that ability and it be instilled in my spirit before I even descended here or ascended here to the egg I was delivered to in order to manifest in the physical form. This is just the understanding that I have thus far and the remembrance I have thus far of me. Now, when we get to the heart of the matter and the confusion of the mass public, and the misunderstanding of God's power, their power, their soul's power. If you got a soul, if you breathing out here and walking on two legs, I am going to assume, like I have, you have a soul. If you don't, then we know you're not of his kingdom, and depart from us, the workers of iniquity. And we're going to keep moving, right? We're going to keep moving. Now, if I already came here and equipped with the tools to live here on earth, and I'm already living here on earth, and I'm mastering this, ain't nothing more I need to learn about living here on earth. My job here on earth is to learn how to grow more in light, to be able to leave this body here on earth to shine its everlasting light, because that's what we are, batteries. And we magnetize more energy and light. You got to understand the soul force that's in you. Adam was already here before life was given to him. You got to remember the story. But you got to understand it's a parable. The parable means what? It means it's a story of something that doesn't pertain exactly in the physical form to the people that are being spoken to. They are just figments and characters of the main sign and symbol you need to pay attention to within the words being given and spoken. So knowing that, you got to understand that the Bible is a directional and instructional guide on how to keep this body thriving and living forever here on this planet while you exit it, because you understand while you were here on this planet, everything you learned in vibration and frequency and in being in tune with nature and the Mother Earth, who is now taking the center stage and being crowned with the queen's crown to ascend to a higher level and take the throne in the heavens. Three-Eye Atlas and the rest of the asteroids that are in the heavens right now and surrounding and posting up on the four corners of the heavens in this galaxy of this universe are aligning the planets. You see them formating and lining up, falling in line to do what? Give homage and grace to the King that is on the throne, the great sun that is shining right now. Give homage to him for shining so bright, but allowing him to understand that his time is done and he must relinquish the throne and allow the new king and reign of the heavens to shine bright. And what's that? That is the mother who? The Mother Earth. How is the Mother Earth so able to shine so bright? Because we're beginning to wake up and shine. You got to understand the revelations. Huh? Once you understand the revelations, and once you understand also the Quran, and once you understand also the epitaphs, the Book of Thoth, once you understand the great teachings all around the world, it wasn't just in the Bible that the teachings of how to live here on the planet and be ready to ascend to the next heavenly realm was being taught. Stop just listening to the outside teachings of the Bible and listen to the inner teachings of the Bible, because that's where we sit. We're the soul. We're not the physical body. We came here embedded with the intelligence already when we got into this physical body. See, your parents didn't choose you. Why my parents choose to have me? Motherfucker, they didn't choose you. You chose them. I keep saying this. You said, okay, God, I'm ready. Send me in, coach. There's when I want to go in. At this point of the game is when I want to step in, because I know I can bring the light back to these two people to help them understand in the small image that they are, because I'm just a copy of who they are. I'm just here to remind them of the light that they really are, the light that they shine. That's the only way my light can shine in this vessel, because they created the vessel for me to shine. Imagine the God power they have. So again, back on this alphabet confusion. The confusion of God, why me? Why it have to be me? Why you do me like this? You got to understand the grace and the mercy that was bestowed upon you. Huh. And Hermaphrodite? Yeah. That's a walking angel in perfect balance. But it's been misconstrued and misconcepted as something as foul and a beastly and demonic nature because of the thought pattern of man and his fleshly attire. Remember, he's fallen from his heavenly godly state, where he can think clearly without the misconceptions and the sins of the flesh. The flesh is weak. And I'm not a preacher. Understand this. Even though I've been raised all my life around the greats that know the Bible in and out, or I wouldn't be able to speak about some of the things I speak about. So I'm going to speak on what I stand on, because I understand the truth. And they gave me the truth to stand on and speak of. I'm not a preacher, but I am going to speak my truth, and I am going to let people understand the truth that I understand to this point in my ascension. And I understand I am a soul force, and this light burns just like that fire. Now let me get you back to this misconception of gay. People only react to what is being presented in front of them, be it in action or in word. But it all carries a vibration. A physical frequency is sent out and is felt. If you ever been on a level 4 yard, or a penitentiary yard, or in a house with a bunch of mass confusion and chaos, soon as you step into that chaos or step into that energy, you can feel it and you say, whoa. Immediately your God powers go up and you say, I must protect myself. Now what must I do to protect my energy and my frequency, so I won't be sucked into this negative fire that is still a God power and a God fire? It's just been sucked into a negative frequency. There is no wrong. How dare you say God has created something or presented us with something wrong? He made all things perfect and seen that it was such. How do you think he was able to rest his mind on the 7th day? To step back and say, yeah, everything is perfect. Now let me continue to rest and think and see what else I can perfect in my creations. See, this is the only true religion, is creation. This is why he gave us the God powers and to possess this physical form to create more God light. In whatever form we can possess it and create it in. That's why this light is shining behind me, because we're able to create this fireplace and able to hold that fire, that chaos, and containment, so we can enjoy that chaos in peace. See, you got to understand you. Thank you, big homie. Thank you, Chad. I appreciate you, bro, because I'm learning as I'm teaching. That's the only way I can learn. You remember I told you about the 4-H's, big bro? I'm not here to hurt, harm, or hinder. Just help. And the only way I can help is accept help and understand the true meaning of love. And love abounds itself in many forms. People have been murdered because of love. People have committed what is misconstrued as suicide because of love. All they understood is at this point, God, this soul force is being sucked too forced to negative, and I refuse to go and allow my God's force to be sucked into the darkness, into this negative. So I bow gracefully, so I won't harm no other God's soul while I'm in this presence. So I must relinquish this physical form and allow myself to return to the all, so I can be transformed into something new, to retain my stance as the God I am and the God you allow me to be in that portion of my life. And how dare I go against that? How dare I demean that in any force? So I choose to bow out. I can't take it. I admit and I submit to a higher force greater than me. The I am, the all. Every knee shall bow and every tongue shall confess. I don't give a damn in what manner you bow, in what tongue you confess it. Sooner or later, you will be consumed by the all. And you're going to have to confess it. Hey, the I am is greater than me. And I am the I am. It's going to make sense in a minute. I can't get to every thought that's flowing through my head, that's being downloaded to my heart right now. And I apologize that it can't come across as I wish it to. I'm new at this. I'm like a baby bird just pushed out the nest. So don't think I'm any higher or any greater or any wiser, any smarter, any sharper, or any more enlightened than you are. Because if you tuned into me and I know you are part of me and you've been a part of my existence at some point in my existence, I've learned something from you. So understand that light I've gained from you, that understanding I got from you is what's shining here today in front for all of us. And I appreciate the light that has conjoined with me at this moment, helping me to stable my light to shine even brighter, to help stabilize my chaos, to stabilize into peace, so I can try to get this thing out more clearly. So bear with me. Now, when you understand love and true love, and your mission here on earth as this godly being in this physical suit that we can only possess on this earth, you couldn't take this suit nowhere else. Outside of the universe and atmosphere of this earth and survive. It ain't gonna work. It ain't built and designed for that. It's built and designed for here. So how do we transverse through those other universes? You'll remember when it's time for you to transverse to those universes, because you had to transverse through those universes in order to ascend to here, to do your work in this physical form here. But once you remember fully that I only came here to shine light in this body, drop this body off, make sure this soul is working right in this body, then ascend to the next realm and set about my Father's business elsewhere in his heavens, then I'll understand that the Bible, the Quran, the epitaphs, and all these other ancient writings and teachings are the teachings of the soul to enlighten more the fire of the soul, to keep this soul's body. Listen, that's what the Avatar movie was depicting. That's what the epitaphs and the pyramids and the pictures you see of the great tall ones and giants and all that, the Nephilims, the great beings and the great gods that some people fall worship to, and we all should pay homage to and honor to, because it's a map of what we are supposed to ascend to. You think the great Buddha is just a statue of a fat man who came into a bunch of wealth and ate good and got fat? No, he ascended to a higher ascension in wisdom and light, and that light allowed the ability of his structure in the physical form to get bigger, to hold more light and wisdom, to shine brighter. So when the spirit is ready to ascend to its next mission and ascension in the heavenly realms, it's enough light left here in that physical form to shine and help shine forever, or until those wise enough to gain that wisdom and light that is left shining in that form. Remember, Adam was already here, but he was void without life. He had a soul, but he was void without life, without spirit. I am that I am, and that's all that I am, so I can only speak the truth of the all. Now back to this LGBTQ and sometimes Y or U. Back to the misconception, back to the immaculate conception, the perfect conception, when the female of the conception of that child and the male of that child are in perfect balance, masculine and feminine within self, and come together in perfect love and union to create, because remember, we're here to create other God images. Let's make man in our image. So what is the woman's God force? Remember, and this is something I'll touch on more as I go on in my learnings and sharing of this God knowledge and remembrance of information of who we are as a soul force, right? Remember that the only way a male child can be produced, he must first come in the female form, and he is actually still a female, just in the extroverted female figure, the other half. You got to pay attention to science, because God is science. He's the greatest science ever to exist, or you wouldn't. Yeah. He wouldn't have gave you the DNA codes and the ability and the soul force and knowledge, wisdom, and understanding to be here in this physical form in order to copulate with another God being in physical form, and without question exchange that physical God force in order to form and recreate another copy of you. You got to remember, Cat Williams told you this some years ago in his stand-up. See, they able to say some shit, but they got to be able to say it in a way where signs and symbols, you got to be able to read between the jokes and the laughter and the lines. See, I was gifted with the seer's eye, but I don't just see with these physical eyes, because that ain't what the physical eyes are here for. The physical eyes are to project out what the first eye already sees, the mind's eye. The physical eyes are here to project this thing in the physical form. That way, when we put it at the tips of these physical things, they say you got the whole world in your palm of your hands. Because these are the extensions of the third eye, ready and able to create that physical, that mental thing that is already created here in the mental to go to work in the physical. You got to understand the extensions of your powers. Look at you like you look at Iron Man in his iron suit. Understand that's you, Iron Man, in this physical suit. Now you begin to understand your physical and God powers inside that suit. No, you are the inner man. You are the spirit. You are the soul. Okay, so back to the creation of this perfect being that is misconstrued. The perfect being. When the two couple, when the male and the female get together and they copulate and they create this other being, and they're in perfect balance within self, and then they bring that perfect balance together, they have no choice but to create the perfect being again, but in one copy. So now in that one copy, the masculine and feminine is in perfect balance. So that child is now illuminating what this God has created. Perfect balance. Now sometimes that perfect balance being embedded in that child might show feminine attributes at one point, more so than masculine attributes, but has a male physique and carriage and physical presence. Vice versa, if it's a female presence, might exude more of a masculine trait. Sometimes that masculine trait might overpower the physical form of a female that it's in. Now the flesh is weak. Based on the flesh is weak, when the wrong conceptions and vibes, because remember, we are all frequency. We are a light being, a light being. That means we are a frequency, an energy force. Transposed into this physical form. I think it was the Dr. Blair in 1995 in one of his teachings that I can get the most and best, clearest explanation on what is conceived as the fallen angel and the first heavenly spirits that abounded here on earth in the physical forms. Remember, they was already in the process of creation, or they wouldn't have been able to create this physical form in order to embed themselves and dwell in it. Okay, so when you look at perfect creation, because life gonna keep lifing, and God know what he doing, or he wouldn't have done it. Man fucked up, because man is blind to God's creation, because somewhere we forgot who we were. We sidetracked exactly who we are. So when you create this perfect creation and they exude both masculine and feminine attributes, even though you see them in a physical form as a male / or female, you got to understand their balance is perfect. So they're not going on what their physical form is showing you. They're going on what their soul force is aligned with and in tune with. Now, based on man's misconception and relapse in thought and memory on what the perfect being is, he disregards God's perfect powers in creation, here manifested in the flesh, and go to the fleshly and earthly realm of thought, lose his heavenly train of thought and come to the earthly realm of thought, and start thinking that, hey, something is wrong here. Why is this physical female acting like a male? Something is wrong here. But are you not understanding that even in your physical male form, that you are still a representation of the physical female presence, just inverted or extroverted? Let's get to the heart of the science of the matter of God's perfect creation. We're not going to bite no tongues, blow no smoke, or pull no punches. I want you to remember God rested on the seventh day because he seen everything was perfect. Now, where does this misconception come in? Again, I'm going to mention the great Dr. Blair. 1995. Go to YouTube. The blood of the gods. Honor and respect and homage due to the great Dr. Blair, another great God and teacher of the truth, who helped me fractal together all these different pieces. See, I ain't just come up in the church. I came up in the street. I came up some in the penitentiary. I came up some in the tutelage of other well-known people who came up everywhere in the world. I came up under my sister, who came up under some of the greats, the great Dr. Vita Felder. Let me give her honor and props where it is due.
Salute.
A lot of people wouldn't even recognize and understand that she came up from the south side of 29th Street, Gordon Block, crib.
Salute.
Showed me how strong she was by whooping the bully of the school at Edward Kimball Elementary, who was a white boy who had everything on the schoolyard scared, and he pushed her best friend. How dare he? God don't play these games with his. And whooped the boy all upside the park, a little playground. Lord help him and God bless his soul wherever it may reside at this moment. No knock to him. It's just helped me understand God's power has always been around me and resided in some of the most greatest places ever placed in my life. And I recognize it to be. But back to this God power and back to this misconception and misunderstanding that somebody is gay. No, gay is a choice. God's perfect creation is what it is. How dare we demean it and demonize it and lessen it from anything than what it is. An heavenly angel here and walking in our presence, heaven on earth. Understand the tools God sent here to instruct us and help guide us. The perfect balance here in the flesh. Now, where did this misconception derive from? Well, we got to look back in his story. The first heavenly beings fell here. But you got to remember they're unisexual beings. Unisexual beings can procreate within self. They are used to creating with self, in self. If the woman of the earthly realm, the godly woman of the earthly realm really understood her God power, then she'd be able to understand and pay attention to nature. She can procreate within self. It's written in the Bibles. The Immaculate Conception. It was more than one. It wasn't just Mary that had the Immaculate Conception with Jesus. You better study your Bible just a little bit deeper, just a little bit more. Look into the Quran. These are the continuances of the Old Testament. We got to study more than just the Bible and dig deeper into the understanding that the Bible is not talking about just the outer man. This thing is in 9 folds. It's 9 levels to the Bible, just like it's 9 levels to life. It's 9 levels to the ascension. It's 9 levels to the heavens and the earthly planes below. You got to understand the 9 chakras, the one outside you in the earth and the one above you in the heavens, and the 7 that's aligned within the body that you possess. And they only came into this physical body because of the heavenly spirit you came with. See, I'm beyond this earthly realm. So excuse me, sis, if I go off again a little bit on this other tangent, because I'm beyond this earthly realm. My God spirit can only allow me to stay where my God spirit's supposed to be. My earthly spirit is doing this earthly job. That's containing the light and maintaining its soul force so it can be able to move around and maneuver around on this earthly plane to deliver this light where it needs to be delivered, to connect with other soul forces and other lights so it can illuminate more this God light that we are, so it can shine brighter. Because somebody's light is dim, and how dare I have a bright light and not connect and draw them in with my powers and my God force and my bright light and not help them shine? What am I shining for? I need to exit stage left. I'm wasting God's light and power. Like I said, some of us at some point figure out, God, I chose a little bit too much. I didn't understand this light and this power this strong. I need to come back to you and regenerate. Allow me to come back in a different form. I see I wasn't ready. I'm not a quitter. I'm just admitting that I wasn't ready, Lord. Return me back to the all and purify me and strengthen me more and prepare me to return back in the spiritual, back into this physical, and be ready to shine the light and spread the word as I need to, because I'm ready now. I understand now. There is no failures. There is no mistakes. Sometimes we bite off a little bit more than we can chew. We got to be able to say, hey, I submit to thou and that power that is greater than me. Don't mean I couldn't live and dwell in that power, because I am still that same power. But I have to go back and get the better tutelage from the greater ones that already been here to help me, or understand while I'm here, help me understand how to maintain this force that I am. Because I am all that I am, and I can be no more. So if you see me wielding a negative power and force and energy, it's only because I forgot. My powers can go negative, or it can go chaotic and kill something, or in the midst of its chaotic form, be calmed with mercy and grace and settle calmly into peace, so it can purify something and be able to focus and create something with that same fire. It was ready to destroy something. No, God works on both ends. Excuse me. God works on both ends. The fire is dying, but it's not out. Let me show you exactly what I'm talking about a soul's force and fire. All you got to do is either give it a little air or a little water. Let me show you about God's force. Oh, shit. That's the force, moving too fast. It's not over. Forgive me, forgive me. Oh, forgive me. I hope I didn't lose you. I hope I didn't lose you. That's the God force, but I'm back. It's not over. Please forgive me. Let me set this back up. I didn't realize I wrapped my foot in my cord right there. Are we still here? We still here. Brother, can you help me out with this right here? I got it back on here. I appreciate your assistance. Supposed to slide. There it goes. Supposed to slide right back in there. I can't see it from this side. But I want y'all to see God's force in this fire. It would look like it's out, but it ain't out. Because the embers are still burning. And I'm going to show you just how fast it can reunite. All it needs is a little fuel from itself, a little fire from itself. Go ahead and put it on there, my brother. I appreciate you. Let me put this on there and flame this fire back up, man. There it is. There go the flames, y'all. Y'all watching? All they need is the right light, a little bit of air, a little bit of earth, wind, and fire, and it's back on. Huh? The fire never dies. It just transforms. You got to understand, where there's fire, there's smoke. Where there's smoke, there's fire. In order for there to be smoke, there has to be moisture. Moisture only comes from water. Where does the water come from? I can only find water running on land, earth, some kind of solid substance. Huh? So you got to understand. Oh, my apologies, brother. You got to understand this thing as it is. You know what I'm saying? You can't have one without the other. Let's take lighting a blunt or a cigarette, and this is just for references purposes only. I'm not condoning neither one. Even though I used to do both. I am that I am. How dare I deny me? You know? But I've learned in my days that that wasn't good for me. Health purposes. But anyway, back to... I got it, brother. Thank you. My big homie trying to help me put this thing back on this stand. And I think I broke it when I knocked it down. I love your patience with me. Oh, there it go. Nope. I think I did break it, big homie. We ain't gonna worry about it. If I got to hold it, the truth gonna be told. There it is. There it go. It just needs to be tightened down when it slid in there. Yeah, because I think I broke the bottom piece off. I'm not sure. Maybe it need to be adjusted again or whatever. But yeah. Life is let's take this blunt. Let me get back on topic. Let's take this blunt and let me show you the continuance of life, right? Just like I mentioned, you got to have smoke before a fire. Where there's smoke, there's going to be fire. But in order for there to be smoke, there has to be some kind of condensation, some kind of moisture in the atmosphere, in the air. Because only the air can carry that moisture, right? Now listen. So light a blunt. You take a flame. you take a flame, you put it to the end of a blunt or a cigarette. Only way that cigarette or blunt can ignite, where you can enjoy that vapor coming in, which is going to be smoke, is if you put air to it, pulling. That air allows that fire to run through whatever you pulling that fire through. But remember, it got to have moisture. So that's why as that fire is burning through that blunt, you get that residue and liquefied buildup because there's moisture there. Then the smoke is being pulled back into you. The fire has now been transformed into what? Moisture and smoke, which is now being able to be ingested into the lungs, do what it's got to do in here in another form that you can't even see, a form that is unformed and unseen to the formed, huh? The unseen. You got to understand the dwelling, the spirit world. The spirit world is inside of you. That's where the fire dwells. Thank you, big homie. I appreciate you. That's where the fire dwells, in the spirit realm. The spirit realm is inside of you. So when the smoke is then ingested into you, it hit every part of your physical form. It goes through every part of the galaxy. This is the only way it can get the cannabinoids and the other cells in your body and atoms and everything that you are made up of in your body in synchronization on a quantum level, all at the same time. Fuck a quantum computer. You are the greatest quantum thing walking. You are the all. Everything you see in the physical form is copied off this physical being, but from the inner being. Not the outer being. Once you understand you're walking by faith, not by just these eyesights, but a faithful eyesight, that the first eyesight, and giving direction to the second brain, because the heart is the first brain if you really break it down and lay it out in its full form, unroll it and unravel it, you'll see that's the quantum first brain. Or let me restate that. The gut is the first brain, the heart is the second brain, leading to the third brain, the trilogy. The all-in-one, the I am. They can't work without the other. They can exist, but they need to coexist in order to work properly and function properly and do what they need to do. But one can go down and the other two can still function. And this is what the Bible is about, how to regenerate from the inside. Once you fix the inside, the outside ain't nothing. Iron Man don't jump in that suit unless it's at 100% capacity. And if it's anything below there, he know that. And he know his mission ain't that long out here in the public. Or he can hit that button and call himself back to the all, where he can fix that suit and recharge it and get it right. Everything is copied off of us, this physical form, this God form we are. Once we understand and realize we are the inner being, not the outer being, you ain't worried about what's going on and how people are looking at you and what they saying about you. Unless they speaking highly of you. Because then you know you showing your God power and your God light. And they can't help but to speak about it because it's shining so bright. You doing your job. Continue to do your job. Because that's going to make them turn their light up. Never think that somebody is hating on you or jealous of you. When they see you standing on your stage and doing you, and they giving you that quizzical look, and they look frustrated, or they might say something negative, it ain't to you, it's to them as a reminder that, hey, they now remember by seeing the reflection that you are in themselves, that you are exuding to them, that, hey, I remember I'm supposed to be like that. Why ain't I like that? What's wrong with me that I can't remember that I'm supposed to be like that or more? And they afraid and confused about how to approach you and inquire in you on how are you allowing your light to shine that bright. I'm ashamed that I can't remember on how to shine mine that bright, so they shy away. Or they put up this facade that they got it like that and know how to shine that light that bright, and they hide behind this facade. But if it ain't that true light bright, everybody sees straight through that facade and seeing the lie is seen for what it is. And it ain't our job to show them the lie in them. It's for them to recognize that we see it. So how dare they lie to themselves and continue to perpetrate this fraud in front of God and all of his great creation, knowing that he is a God. Huh? I'ma stand on mine. If I say fuck you, I must mean that. It must be something in you that's not showing me the right light to where I got the right to say that. I'm a jealous God, as my Father in heaven is. So I want to see you shine like me. I don't want your light no dimmer than me. And if that's what it takes to get your attention, to let you know your light ain't shining right and ain't shining bright like it's supposed to, I'm going to say fuck you and fuck that and go back and regroup. And if I need to help you by saying that, pull me in and say, why you saying fuck me? And I ain't got a problem with showing you why. Because if it's fuck you, it's fuck me. Because I'm not delivering my right in the right fashion. In order for you to be shining this wrong light to me, I got to be shining something wrong back to you. Must be seeing a wrong reflection in me. So if it's fuck you, it's got to be fuck me. How dare I fuck myself? So I can't allow you to fuck you. That's not what love do. That's not what God do. I'm not going to tell you you're gay because somebody gave you the wrong misconception of what a heavenly angel in the flesh really is in true balance. Because they had the wrong misconception, because sexual aspects in the wrong format and sight came into being, and into their wrong misconception and perception. So since they got the wrong information and wrong misconception, anyone they see in perfect balance, they misconstrue as gay. But the only way you can condemn them to being gay in the context of what society deems as gay is if they committed a demonic and demeaning gay act. and what society deems as gay. You can only stand on wrong if you know wrong. You must know wrong to be able to prove wrong. That means you done wrong. Huh? We done all done wrong. We done all done wrong. There ain't nobody on this planet ain't done no damn wrong. I don't give a damn how right you do now. How much right you do now. You can only understand how you got to continue to do right because you've experienced the wrong and you don't want to experience that no more. You don't want the failure in nobody else's eyes that seen that wrong in you manifested. That seen that, hey, this ain't them. Why are they doing this? I ain't never seen them in this fashion and light of wrong. So let me give you another example of misconception. And God don't make no mistakes. A mother will kill to protect her children. Do you hear what I'm saying? A mother will kill to protect her children. Why will she kill? Because she's willing to face the consequences that she knows is going to come along with her act. But her act must happen in order to sustain the godly force and life she helped produce and give to this universe. So I'm willing to sacrifice me in order for the greater of the good of the all. I'm willing to face that consequence, but without question, I'm going to stand on me. God destroyed his first creation, and he loved them so much, and it hardened his heart to do so. But he had to. Why? For the greater good of the all. So don't misconstrue something as being wrong only if it's done in the wrong concept and context and mind frame, only not in a heavenly mindset. Was it done to purify? Or was it done just to abolish and stand over and think you got some will and more power over because you was able to take that life force, which you really didn't take. You just helped it transform it to another form of being that is not yet being. Huh? If I may veer off subject and go to a different thing just right quick, because I want people to understand I'm connecting and trying to connect and get people to see how to connect everything and not just look at one part of life and one portion of life on one thing they was taught and disregard everything that life consists of. Right? So I studied the astrologicals and the stars and the planets and the alignments and the different things and different teachings, and I study the different religions and different ways of life from around all the world through all history, right? Because I have to. Why? In order for me to connect the dots. See, I know how to accept the truth because I was bred from the truth. I am the all truth, right? The way and the light. You know what I mean? I am a subject of that. I am a product of that. So I know when the fire of truth is burning near me, I'm drawn to it. So regardless of all the extra propaganda around the truth or the suit that's delivering the truth, be it Ku Klux Klan, the white man, the Indian, the black man, the native man, the alien. As long as they got the truth, I'm going to recognize it as such and be drawn to it and accept it as such because I am that, right? So can't nobody tell you a lie or tell me a lie. I know the truth. Huh? So excluding everything from all these religions, all these what they call traditions in these religions, I look past all that. And I look past the rewritings of some of these things that are taught worldwide and show up in every religion, because it must. In order for there to be a religion, the truth must reside. I don't care what it's covered up with. You can't get nobody to follow a lie. Even in a lie lies the truth. Huh? Or there wouldn't be no reason for a lie. You got to understand there is no wrong. It's in perception on how you perceive and look at things and accept things to be. We ain't no physical beings, so stop thinking in a physical manner. Think spiritual. Well, I never been in the spirit world. You are in the spirit world, just encased in a physical form. You think Earth is just existing by itself, not in the heavens? So if Earth is in the heavens and you're on Earth, guess where you are, heavenly being? You're just stationed here in this gravitational pull on Earth. Huh? Y'all give me a moment, give me a moment, give me a moment. I got somebody at my door. I gotta answer this call. Give me a moment. Please. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. That was my, I thought it was my door. That was my one of my rooms in the back. The TV came on. I guess it was programmed to come on. But thank you for your patience. Back to what I was saying. This physical form is just a vessel. And this vessel was created in order for us to illuminate more light into this vessel. See, I stopped eating all that food and all that stuff. I stopped eating about a year ago, over a year ago now. It's going on 2 years. I stopped eating all that unnecessary stuff that I used to run to these stores and restaurants and all that stuff and diminish my physical being and allow myself to start dying. That ain't what I'm here for. God said I can live and live forever, life everlasting. And you think I'm not going to strive for life everlasting? And I know I could do that. They was living 996 years, 999 years. Longer than that. That's just the longest that was recorded. They had empires lasting for 25,000 years with one ruler. And that was a short period of time compared to some of the things that are recorded in history. See, we got to stop just looking at one thing and thinking that just that one thing is the truth. It's a piece of the truth. And I'm not going to turn down none of the truth as long as it's the truth. Give it here. But I'm going to search and find all of the truth. Even if it's just a small piece. Now, let me get back to this vessel that we reside in. And let's get back to the meanings and teachings and the instructions of this manual that was left here called the Bible. It said instructions before leaving earth. What? Leaving earth? What do I need instructions about leaving earth? I'm here on earth. I thought this is life. Fool, you got another life to live. And I'm only call you a fool because I once was that fool. I told you a fool is someone finding out or figuring out own life. He's on his own fool's path. Gonna do it his way. Again, fool is one who figured out own destiny of life. Not just his life, but his destiny in life. And I am that fool. Because I've been that fool. Again, I've been that fool. So I got a right to call you a fool. And I'm going to encourage you to be a fool. Because only a fool going to figure it out. A motherfucker that's scared ain't going to figure out nothing, but he's scared. And everybody else got it figured out but him. It's nothing to fear but fear itself. What is fear? False evidence appearing real. I'm in the flesh, so I know this soul fire burning in me is real. Or I wouldn't be able to be here in the flesh. I know this spirit is real. Let me get back to try to get back on topic. I was finna say, I don't know if y'all hear the archangel Michael sounding his trumpet. They say Three-Eye Atlas is just something out there that ain't got no intelligence. It ain't, it come from somewhere far away, but you got to understand what's standing around there with Three-Eye Atlas that done appeared. It's 3 other asteroids posting up on the 4 corners of the atmosphere. The cornerstone. And the other planets are forming these alignments that has never been seen in the history of this mankind. Why are they forming these alignments? This is scripture being written in the heavens. You're not paying attention? Or did you not read your Bible? Or did you forget what you read? Or did you not understand what you read? These things were written. See, I don't go to church, and I didn't listen to my uncle, my mama, and everybody that ever taught me in a church pew that I sat in on how to preach and how to sit in the church pew and how to talk and how to dance and shout and play the drums, this, that, and the other. I listened to the signs and symbols that was being relayed to me and the words that was being displayed to me through frequency. Only those aligned in the right frequency is going to feel and understand and hear the truth. You're going to feel it before you hear it. You're going to feel it before you see it. How could you say these things are so, Dre? Because you got people born blind and deaf, deaf and dumb. Blind, deaf, and dumb. But they could tell you everything going on around them. They could see everything going on around them. Why? Because they're in tune with frequency. Because their energy are allowing them to. These physical attributes are not in function. So that means their frequency has to raise higher in order for them to feel and know everything that's going on around them. What's the trumpet being sound? Donald Trump. He said, I will use your enemies to do thy bidding. Y'all think Trump is doing something wrong. Trump doing what he's supposed to do. He's doing Trump. What do we know Trump for? Shaking shit the fuck up. Doing it his way. No matter whose pocket he got to get into and whose toes he gonna step in. I did it my way. Hats off to Trump. Even though I'm not a Trump supporter or follower, I can't deny real and truth. Now, it might look like to you he's destroying something or tearing down so much of a great country. If it was such a great country, you wouldn't be complaining about everything about this country. But you got to understand the process of God's work. He put everybody in a position for his reasonings, not for yours. Man knows not, but you accepted the task. You might know, but you don't remember. It's my job to help us remember, because I'm just coming back online to remember. Trump is sounding the trumpets. And he's lining everything up and destroying everything that was a patriarch, so the matriarch can reclaim her throne. These United States, for thousands and thousands and thousands and beginnings of years, have always been ran by a matriarch. Only a patriarch have came into order only within the last few hundred years. You better do your real history. You better do your real history. Why did the Pope bow and kiss the feet of a black man? You better do your real history. And we not getting on color, because we way beyond color. We way beyond race. We talking about the soul of man now, which is the soul of God. If you have a soul at all, trust, believe, and believe it came from God. You're just a fractal of that soul here to do his will. What is that will? To shine your light. Let's get back into this diet thing of mine. I stopped eating all this so-called food from out these stores and restaurants and all that, and I went strictly a fruitarian on a raw fruit and vegetable fruit and raw vegetable diet. 30% cooked vegetables, and that's only some part of the days out of the month that I chose to eat cooked vegetables, and only cooked to a certain degree, right? And was on the fruitarian lifestyle and regimen for almost 2 years now. But now I'm in transition from the fruitarian to the breatharian. Breatharian? What is breatharian? I'm allowing my physical form to transition into what my spiritual form is fed on. And that's the breath of life. Truth. Dre, this nigga going crazy. Y'all hear this fool? No. Foodle. Remember, I once was a fool. Now I'm a foodle. I done figured it out. It just because you might not understand it and be able to figure it out yet, don't mean you won't. So I'm not going to condemn you for not understanding. But please don't condemn me for what I do understand. Because I more than understand, I understand my powers that be. I am the all, and I'm going to stand on the all's power, right? So you got to understand, Jesus fasted for 40 days and 40 nights. But if you understand that he left his parents at 12 years old, that's why you got to understand your family is only your family for so long. Once you reach a certain age of understanding, you understand that you are able to dwell in the midst of others outside of your immediate family, what is known as immediate family. And you start making connections outside of that, and some of those connections, you start considering those connections as forms of family. Yeah. In this form of family that as we know it today, when a woman and a man comes together and choose to be together in what is known as a marriage and start forming their own family, it's hard for the mother and father of either child, a lot of the times, most of the times, this is how it should be, for them to step in and tell that father or mother or son or daughter how to run their family and household. They can only lend advice. They can't step in and try to run it and demand them they run it like they ran their household. They can only give advice to the failures and things that went right in their household. And they can only give the best advice from the failures that went on in their households. Because now they understand and can step back and see it from another perspective. Because they've been through it. So accept that advice whenever it's truth and you can see it for what it is. Not for control or none of that somebody else wanted to be, but for what it's supposed to be. Right? Oh, they tricked me. They lied to me. Can't nobody trick you. Can't nobody lie to you. Because sooner or later, you're going to see they wasn't telling you what they was saying they was standing on. So all you got to do is let time do time. Time has no beginning and end. Time is only the thing. Time is the only thing that changes is time. That's inevitable. Change is always going to change. Things are always going to change. Time is always going to keep timing. Everything changes in time. Now, what is the clock on your arm for? The clock on your wall for? To record moments in time. That's it. That's it. So let me get back to me, right? This diet, this breatharian thing. I'm beginning to understand through the research of not just the Bible, because the Bible is talking about the inner man. He's never talking about just the outer man. He's talking about the inner man. So I'm beginning to understand that food is only to regenerate the malfunction of this physical form. If it malfunctioned, whatever way it might malfunction. But you can breathe and bring it back into alignment. He said, I give the man the breath of life and breathe the breath of life into man. And said, I give you everything that you need to live and live forever here in this existence. Did he make a mistake and say, you're going to need this food at all times? Did he leave that out? If it was important, he'd have told us, and he told us what we needed if the body was failing. You got to understand the 12 disciples was the 12 senses in the brain. God had to align himself because these are all the physical attributes, not physical, but spiritual or physical, but inner physical connections of the physical being to help you guide. It's the senses, the physical senses and the physical attributes of the makeup of the man that projects his spirit in full light. It's his egos, maybe. I could put it that way. The meridians, the 12 meridians in the brain that activate all senses that connect to every nerve ending in the body, starting from where? The sole of the feet. All these things are connected. The heart is not there to pump the blood. That's what the calves are for. They're the true pumps of the blood. We got to start knowing thyself, and you'll know God. But you got to know yourself from the inside. Starting with the spiritual, then the mental, then the physical being inside this whole universe that you possess. Once you know you inside, people will start to know you outside. Because the way you are inside is the way you're going to project and feel the feeling of inside. If it's in alignment and all in tune and all clean, cleanliness is next to godliness. He wasn't just talking about your physical house that you live in. He was talking about the physical vessel and house and temple that you dwell in. Mentally, physically, spiritually, and emotionally, you must be clean So once I understood that I didn't need the food because my physical form wasn't in any dire need of it. There was no ailments in me. The parasites ain't running rampant like they was in my physical form. I've done a cleansing, I've done the fasting, I've done this fruitarian diet that we all supposed to live anyway. We ain't never supposed to been eating no damn meat. That wasn't in the Bible. That didn't grow from the earth. That didn't hang from a tree. You can't grow a cow. You can raise a cow, you can't grow one. You don't see a gorilla, an elephant, or a giraffe eating meat. And these are some of the biggest creatures on the planet. They are fruitarians. A gorilla eat cabbage, green leaves, bananas, and other things, and herbs and spices and leaves and twigs and things. Cinnamon bark, licorice root bark. But will rip the head off a lion. Don't get me wrong, it'll be a hell of a tussle. But you got to understand, he's a fruitarian. He's not designed to eat meat. His genetic makeup is not designed like that. Our genetic makeup wasn't designed like that. That's why we're dying at an alarming rate. Because we're consuming things our physical body wasn't designed to consume. And it's not just talking about in the physical form of food. I'm talking about this bullshit you accepting mentally and spiritually into this physical form. Because it got to be in balance in order for you to navigate through it and in it right. If something happens to that suit with Iron Man in it, it's going to come up across that screen and read, hey, malfunction here. Hey, we need power here. Hey, we losing function there. We need oil. We need this. We need that. Nigga, you're doing too much. Let's get back. Let's fix this. Or put me in overdrive and on autopilot so I can fix myself. Oh, you didn't know you could put the body in autopilot and fix itself? I love you, Angel. Thank you for your presence. Everyone, my daughter has graced me with graced us with her presence. I just have to acknowledge that. Thank you, young lady. Thank you, God. So since I'm transitioning to this breatharian theme, my theme is that I realize the more I put things in me, the more chances of my body malfunctioning. You don't keep putting oil in your car when you got enough in it. It's running right. You don't keep putting gas in your car when it's already got enough in it. It's running right. You don't keep throwing your car in the shop when the mechanic then already fixed it. It's running right. You don't need the tools under the hood and the trunk up and the cables hooked to the battery and all that. All that's running right. So why you gonna keep putting things in your body that you don't need when it's already malfunctioning? I mean, running right, functioning right. This thing is a long thing coming. Don't think this just happened overnight. Don't think, oh, the Godfather lost his mind. Drayden lost his mind. The nigga talking about stop eating. The nigga, no, this thing is in transition phases. I didn't say I just stopped eating. But based on my transition to a fruitarian, and I only allowed myself to eat between the hours of 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. and only eating portions of fruits. I don't eat a whole watermelon. I don't eat a whole bag of grapes. I don't eat 20 apples, a whole bag of apples. No, I might have an apple, then have some grapes 30 minutes later, a few grapes, then have a piece of watermelon, not a whole slice of watermelon, maybe a couple of pieces. Maybe rip off a leaf of cabbage and eat it raw. Maybe a leaf of onion and eat it raw. I'm not sitting down eating 19-course meals. I don't need to. You won't find a refrigerator in not in my part of my home where I dwell at. The main part of the house, you'll find a refrigerator and the stove and all that. But the tenants that come here to my home, that I rent this dwelling out to. But in my home, in my part of my dwelling, in my home, no, you won't find no refrigerator, none of that. You'll barely find anything that's in a box or in a can or in a plastic wrapping on the shelves that I have in there. You'll find herbs, spices, and raw fruits and vegetables on my counters and on my shelves and in my jars. I don't need nothing else. I don't need it. So in this transitional phase, I've trained my body not to eat for 2-3 days at a time. Then partake in a couple of things. That's what fasting is all about. Getting your body used to and in transition to phase out this food and these things that are keeping us held to this earthly form. We're not earthly beings. We're heavenly spiritual beings. Remember this. Just dwelling at this earthly body for now. Remember this. So I can connect these things so it'll make a little bit of sense to you, like it started making sense to me once I got out of just thinking that the Bible was telling me truth, which it is. But people, like I said, they got to stop looking at it for what they think it's telling them, because God don't tell no lies and he don't make no mistakes, and figure it out for what it's truly telling them. Go inside. Think about this thing, inner man, not the outer man. You're the inner dwelling. So you got to know how to navigate the inner man, your inner being. You got to get the inside right. In order for this trinity to take place. The physical, the spiritual, and the astrological being, the light being. Huh? What do you mean the light beings, right? Now you're getting a little deep. Well, like I said, I got so many notes and things that I've written down, and this is just one a small little pamphlet I can find on the spur of the moment. I ran out of my big tablets. I got to get to the store and get some more. I am a writer by heart. That's one of my passions. I write. I don't write movie scripts, books, poems, songs, whatever. I've done all that, but that's my passion. So I have to express it in word. So I done ran out of all these tablets and books and binders. So forgive me if I'm falling in different things and it's not staying on a certain subject. I got so much to expound on and express. And I want to go back to this eating thing, because it plays a major part on being able to prepare yourself in order to ascend to the next realm. Again, you already prepared to live this life, or you wouldn't been able to come here. But you had to prepare somewhere else in the spiritual form in order to possess this physical form. And remember, this physical form, once it's done, it's only going to return back to the spiritual form. So we got to understand the life we was living in, the form we was living, and how we was living it when we was there. And that's what the dictation, the Bible, and the epitaphs all on these great walls of the great ones that came before us is all about. A script on how to live in order to be able to live in that next form again. Because remember, we chose to come and embed ourselves in this physical form, because we already had the guidelines on how to survive here. The teachings are for us to remember that we came from that form. What we came here to do is to allow this body to grow in all the light it can accept. So when we're ready to leave this form, it can grow and do its thing, and we can go on and continue our job in the spiritual. Because Earth must continue to take its shape and form in the heavenly galaxies as it's doing. That's why the planets are aligning and gracing and honoring the sun, but allowing it to step down in grace for the new reigning light to reign high in the heavens, which is Earth. But only it can reign only so high and shine so bright for so long, based on the light that we allow to stay here and to shine. That's what these souls are here for, to shine its light. Now, how bright are you going to let it shine? You think Avatar was just a movie for something for enjoyment? Oh, you didn't catch the signs and symbols that are our true language? Huh? You didn't catch that they were bigger than life form? Jake possessed only through spirit that avatar form. Only through spirit can you possess this form here on earth. Only through spirit. That form already had a soul, or the spirit wouldn't be able to navigate that form the right way, with the right force. Either he had to bring that soul, or that soul was already there. Right? Now, what was the signs and symbols in the avatar? They were light beings, and they were giant light beings. They light shine so bright they didn't need no switches. Everything else illuminated because their energy and light illuminated around them and shined the light. Ooh-wee. You mean I got that power? Are you not the I am? Are you not holding God's force within you? Do you not possess a soul? Are you not a child of the Most High? Life is simple. We make it hard, but at the times we make these choices that we make, which consist of history and time. I must apologize. I felt a little sleep come on about my eyes, because by now I'd be in bed, allowing my body to rejuvenate. I only sleep 2 hours at a time now. I don't even go to sleep to sleep. I go and allow myself to rest, as you're told to in the Bible. See, I'm trying to get back into my heavenly being mind frame. I've walked this earth in the physical being long enough. I know what the physical got for me. I know what this plane has for me. I live it every day. It's time for me to remember what the heavens and that heavenly being has for me. My job is almost done here. I must soon leave here. We all know that. Our loved ones leave us every day, even people we don't know, that our loved ones might know, or a friend might know. But it touches us just the same to see them lose a loved one. It's the same as us losing a loved one, because it's the same soul. We from the same soul. That's why I say we are all one. It took me a long time to understand. Don't get me wrong. I am not a perfect being. I'm in perfect God's eyes. But in my eyes and in your eyes, I'm not a perfect being. And I can understand why I'm not a perfect being, because I have projected imperfections on this world. I'm not afraid to admit that. I wouldn't be the God I am if I didn't. I accept all of me. If you don't, I don't expect you to, because you don't understand all of me, because you don't understand all of you yet. Like I don't understand all of me yet. I haven't accepted all of me yet. It's still shit I'm working on. Still shit I have to accept within me. But that's a journey I have accepted. To be able to accept all of me. How dare I say I'm perfect in this form, and I'm not. I'm perfect in my godly form, in my spiritual form. But I got to show that perfection in the spiritual form. I mean, this physical form. So allow me to do that. And in time, I shall. And if I need that help to do so, allow me to know I need that help. Hey, fool, yo, lighter, you going back to that fool stage. I thought you was a foodle now. Didn't say I was a perfect foodle. Just say I've crossed over to a foodle stage. Huh? Hear me. If you don't hear me, at least feel me. I apologize. I'm getting sleepy. But I want you all to, if you understand anything I said, and I know you have, because the truth is going to find the truth. The flame only attaches and finds other flame. Truth only is going to attach to other truth. I just started this YouTube channel. Well, Lord, forgive me for misspeaking. I started the channel 8 months ago, 9 months ago or something, but I really didn't upload that much content. But like I said, on the New Year's night and New Year's Day, that I left all that negative confusion and everything I thought negative about me and anything ever in this world behind in 2025. And my job and my duty in 2026 and beyond is to share the light of the truth. And every moment of the day that I can find to share the light of that truth, I'm going to do it. And since I have these things at my disposal to make that truth more easily shared, I'm going to use those things at my disposal. That's my God power. Somebody invented them with their God mind, so I can use them. So I'm going to use them. The extensions of us from the outside, the abilities we have inside, transposed to the outside world. Now, saying that, I'm saying this. I have the YouTube channel, Waja Aha Nigerikit. What does that mean? When did I don't know nothing about that name? It means the same thing as the Godfather, just in Arabic. And we're not talking TV. I'm not a character. It's not just a name, it's a position that I didn't give me, that I was granted. So I must stand within it and within my God power. I'm not Hollywood, I'm not TV, so don't expect a Godfather you might see on a screen in Hollywood. I'm not him. I'm not him. A lot of people get me misconstrued and say, oh, that nigga Dre cool. And I have to rate and remind them mentally, shut that down. I'm not cool, no way, shape, or form. That's not me. I'm real. Now, if cool is an attribute that falls up under and proclaims itself and shows itself in the midst of being real, then I accept that attribute. But I'm real. And at the same time, I'm cool. Understand I am all that I am. So don't mistake cool for being a fool to the follies of a fool that haven't figured out their foolism yet. I'm not him. You might not know me, and I tell a lot of people, man, the Godfather, who is the Godfather? What's the Godfather all about? I tell you straight up like this, like I told many. Those that truly know the Godfather wish they never truly knew the Godfather. That's not somebody I wish anyone to truly really know. That's why I keep him at the position he's in. See, there's Andre, there's Dre, there's the Godfather, there's Mr. Guaranteed. There's many facets to this God face. All of them are not what you think God might be, but all of them have that God force. And I stand combined as one in all of them. Just because you don't know him as that, don't mean the rest of the public don't, or somebody else don't. It's not just you that know me as me. I have to be me for who needs me to be me at that time. I have to be a father when I must be a father. And Lord, forgive me for not being the father I know I should have been, but I had to be me fully. So if my fatherhood fell short, it's not that I didn't want to be or couldn't be. It's that I had to be me fully in the moment that I had to be me at that time. I hold no regrets for being me. It's the only way I can understand me and stand on me and share me. I'm not afraid to be me. I'm not a perfect me, but I'm striving to be. And every day that I know I can strive to be better than I am today and the next moment, and then the next moment till I get to tomorrow, I'm going to do that. Even if that means shutting me away from everything I know love me and I love without a shadow of a doubt, in order to find the true me so they can understand the true me when I'm back in their presence, I must do that. Even if that presence is from a distance. I gotta be me. Please accept me for the failures and the triumphs. Remember, I'm learning and I'm graduating to a new stage. So I'm learning in the midst of this transition. I've been confused all these years thinking I was this physical being. So I did things in a physical manner that didn't adhere to my spiritual being. So please forgive me. I wasn't in clarity. I wasn't in perfect alignment. My equilibrium was off. So therefore my spirit was off. Therefore my actions showed my spirit, and my actions was off. Am I ashamed of my actions? Hell no. Because my actions formed this fire that you see in front of you today. Am I afraid to fail? I know no failure. I know consequences from wrong direction, but I have no failure. There is no dark within me. I am light. So therefore, anything that is dark is not of me. Failure is not of me. Confusion, sometimes I can admit that. Wrong direction, a lot of times I must admit that. Change of direction, plenty of times, but never failure. Now, if I stopped doing something, it wasn't because I couldn't do it or I couldn't complete it or didn't know how to do it. It just wasn't my time to finish that and be doing that thing at that time. I got other shit to do that's more important that I know I can get done at that time. I ain't got to focus so hard on doing. Failure? Never. Misunderstandings, misguidances? True. And I accept all that. But I'm never going to allow myself or anyone outside of me, especially outside of me, to tell me, oh, nigga, you ain't shit. Nigga, you just a piece of shit. You can't get shit right. I might not have got it right in your eyes then, but best believe I don't need nothing undone. If I say I'm coming, I'm coming. If I say I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it. Might not be at the time you expect me to do it at the moment I expected me to do it. And it might not show up the way you expect it to show up. Might not even show up the way I expected it to show up. But it's going to get done. And if I couldn't do it, wasn't because I couldn't do it. Either I shouldn't do it, or there's a better way to get it done, and I just ain't figured out that better way yet. But I have no failures. I have no misconceptions of me. So please have no misconceptions of me, and please forgive me if you have had misconceptions of me, because that's my fault. That's what I showed you. Allow me the opportunity to fix that. I'm never gonna fail. But if you don't tell me I got something not in alignment with what you thought it should be, I'm going to stop using all these falsifications of words and demeaning us. Failure. Fuck a failure. Ain't no such thing. If my frequency is not in alignment where it should be, please allow me to know. Then we won't have no misconceptions of if I could get it done, if I got it done, if I lied about it, if I failed at something. None of that negative. We're forward positive. And I thank you for your time, and I thank you for your patience. I thank you for your attendance and spirit and in soul, and hearing just some of the things I had to say. Again, my YouTube channel, Wajaha Najerike. I posted the link on the thing. I found out that I couldn't go live on the YouTube because I don't have 50 followers yet because the channel is new. So if you can help me and spread the word and we can get this thing up to 50 channels, I plan to do this more and more as I learn more about me and understand the light I need to shine. I plan to push this more and more, and I plan to link up with more and more of the souls and the light that is illuminating themselves and guiding for a higher light and a higher destination. It's past my bedtime, y'all. And I thank you. And I'm humbly appreciative. With honor and love, I leave you gracefully. Have a blessed new year and a blessed night. Remember, 2026. By 2023, love should be all over the place. The earth should be the new shining star. The sun should not be able to shine brighter than the earth. With love, peace, grace, and harmony, and everything that I am. Good night.